Hello, lovely viewers. You are once again welcome to the channel Time to Change Me in 10 Minutes. My name is Fiajo Afi Tonyeli. I'm your lecturer for today. Today's discussion will be taken from Unit 1, Chapter 3, Lesson 1. Managing the field of our hearts. Today's our hearts is like a field. Whatever you plant on it grow. Just like how seed are being planted. Our thought is like a seed. When planted in our heart, it grows. The more we think about them, the faster and quicker they grow and reveal themselves inside of our hearts. And they become captains and kings that end up ruling over our life in as well as in our actions. People becoming doctors, trained soldiers, nurses, lawyers, pilots, and so forth. This does not happen overnight. There is a thought that they received that grew inside them and that led them to that direction. Once a child was walking along the street, find money on the ground. So he asked, "What is this money doing here?" So he looked left and right. He didn't see anyone. So with joyfulness, he picked this money and went home. From there on, whenever he's walking, he's looking around whether he can see something valuable on the ground. So when he became an adult also, he could not quit this habit. So he turned to scavenger, collecting 40,000 buttons and 50 hairpins and several coins. This is how he ended up. Let's look on the screen. Do you know this man? He is Henry Ford. When Henry was a child, his mother was in a great danger whilst giving birth to his younger brother. So he took a family hall to go to the city to bring back a doctor. But whilst on the way, his mother passed on. So he have this heart. Because I couldn't come back early, that's why I couldn't save my mother's life. So he had these thoughts keep on visiting him. What could have been faster than horse? So he harbored this heart in him. Because he's from a poor family, he couldn't study, but was working in a clock factory and as well as electronical machinery factory. And with this, he studied endlessly. As a result, he was able to make a car, and he was this is he became the king of automobiles in the United States of America. So Henry Ford, as he harbored this heart in him, with this goal in mind, his heart was able to be governed and he was able to make 1/3 of cars and produce spare parts. And people, after he passed on, have people recommended him as the dreamer up to today. So, lovely folks, the thoughts we have is very important. We have negative thoughts that arises in our hearts and positive thoughts that arises in our hearts. But all this determine with destination that each one can lead you to. So, as a child, we must to govern our hearts. In why many people become criminals and unhappy, because there is a thought that they received. Based on the thought that we receive, we can be unhappy or can be happy. So people end up their life in committing so many crimes because some have the mind about they having hatred in their hearts, and this hatred, whilst it bleeds continuously, when it's inside our heart, this grow little by little and become captains in our hearts, and this lead ones to a certain direction. So it is very important. Let the word of the heart, our life can be improved and we can live a happy life. Thank you for listening to the lecture. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Time to change me in 10 minutes.